Elitsa said, a question about the sweet spot and niching for a holistic movement coach, helping people release back pain and tension through an anatomy-based, trauma-informed movement method and through body awareness. Okay, well, Elitsa, let's hear about it.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Ted, from Germany.
Oh.
It's 8 p.m. here, so let's see how my English is working at that time. Yeah, I've been watching many videos, and one of the exercises I tried to do, because it really sounded very meaningful for me, was that sweet spot when it's the right moment for me to show up in their lives. And this is very tricky to figure out if you are not a therapist, which I am not. Because when the pain is a real struggle, so that people really have to do something about that, most of them are injured or they really need a therapy and not movement. So the work I do, I think it's more prevention. And I just noticed that it's not so important to people to like working on preventing stuff, because who doesn't have tensions? And we just go with them, until it's maybe a bit too late. So I'm struggling about answering that question. And after listening to your coaching with Melissa, I sort of thought that maybe it's not the right question to ask, or I maybe should focus on something else, like the who or the method, or I don't know. So yeah, you just go.
I'm just putting something in the chat. There's a video I did on YouTube called Stop Selling Prevention. Yeah. So just for everybody, nobody buys prevention, or almost nobody. I would never build a business model on that. It's like the idea of trying to prevent burnout. The best place to reach people is after they've burned out multiple times and they don't want to go back. Sad but true. I don't know why humans are like this, why we just, we only take maintenance serious once the car is broken down so many times. And now it's like, okay, I'll go to the shop. We just seem to have to hurt. This seems to be built into humans. I don't know why. Wish it were different. Doesn't seem to be so. But we have to either be gripped by inspiration or desperation. It doesn't seem to be built into just, I'll just take care of things in a responsible fashion every day. Yeah. So in this case, so they've got back pain. My guess is it could be something like that there are people who they have back pain. They go to a physiotherapist and they get fixed, but maybe they've gone back to a physiotherapist a few times and they're thinking, there's got to be a way to not keep breaking down. There's got to be a way to maintain this more ongoingly. Because I'm tired of this. My back has now gone out and seized up too many times. I'm willing to do anything at this point. There's got to be something simpler than getting fixed. The car breaks down, take it to the mechanic. Car breaks down, take it to there must be a way I can maintain my car. Not just, the garden got taken over by weeds, go in and save it, and same thing. So I think that might be the sweet spot, is they're starting to have that feeling. I don't know, how does that sit with you?
Yeah, it sounds to me like, to put it in your words, waving a bit of context around. And it really makes sense, because I really try to share such situations, for instance, on my social media posts, like to put them in everyday context so people see that. So, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, and
yeah, I was just wondering, it's another problem is to speak about the pain when, for instance, when I'm writing a sales page or something, because in Germany they're really, really strict, and it's illegal to make a healing promise, So I can't even say I'm gonna release your back pain after that course. So that's always a bit of how to address it and what to promise.
do you have some simple exercises that you could have people do that within, let's say, 10 to 30 minutes would make a big difference in their experience?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So maybe it could be, could you promise education on back pain without promising the result? So that's what I might do, is I might promise a workshop. Say, look, I'm doing a workshop on back pain. And if you're curious why your back pain keeps recurring, in this session, you're going to learn the physical mechanisms, the emotional, connections, the You're going to learn a series of things, and you'll get some exercises that you can take home to try for yourself without promising anything. But then in the workshop, maybe you could even have people do some of these exercises right there live on Zoom or in person. And then you ask them to share, how was that for you? What do you notice? And then they're the ones making the claims. They're the ones saying it. And then you can just say things like, yeah, I've heard that before. This is often what I hear from clients.
Yeah.
So if this appeals to you, of course, I can't make any claims, but if this appeals to you, here's a package where we could work together.
Yeah, great. Thank you. That
Now,
makes sense.
Okay, good. Now, in terms of the marketing of it, then that's the hub marketing thing.
Mm.
And for those of you with the hub marketing, if you go to marketingforhippies.com/steps, you can find on step 5, that's the hub marketing. And there's a bunch of free stuff. Won't be free forever, but it is now. There's my ebook, Hub Marketing, on this topic. But what comes to me is, who else do they see? Thank you, Betty, for all these likes. Who else do they see, people with back pain, aside from physiotherapists? But they might also go to an acupuncturist. They might go to yoga classes. They might go to, yeah. So those are good hubs for you. So you could be, if you wanted to work locally, you could be reaching out to a lot of these people and just letting them know you specialize in back pain. Because there could be an acupuncturist that say, look, I'm going to do the needles, but there's this other woman. And boy, she's really smart about this. And you might want to go to, she's got a workshop she does once a month, which is the other thing. I would really encourage trying these, do an intro workshop once a month, where you just teach your philosophy and understanding about back pain. Why does it happen? What drives it? How do we resolve it? What are the simple things people can do? That would then feed into some larger kind of package. It's like, hey, if this basically makes sense to you, great, and you want some hand holding and help in integrating this, so this for sure, you have the most chance of it not coming back, then here's how you do it. Here's how we might work together. But if you could be known by a lot of these holistic types, that just strikes me as an easy win long term. So where do you live in Germany? Woher kommst du?
I'm in Düsseldorf. It's near Cologne. Maybe you know Cologne. Yeah.
Ich habe es in Düsseldorf gegangen. No.
It's a bit poor city, not very my type, but I landed here, so that's fine. I'm actually from Bulgaria. It was a long way, so I will stay for a while.
So you could just really, we talked about the 6, who, what, where, when, why, and how. You really could focus on the where and say, I work on back pain with people in this area, in Cologne and Düsseldorf, and you build those relationships locally. It's absolutely an option for you.
Yeah, I've been focusing on online trainings in the last 2 years for understandable reasons. So yeah, that might be refreshing to do. And I just realized I've been doing open classes and trying to sell like group trainings, like something like the yoga teachers do for 8 or 10 weeks. But I was not involving too much theory in that. So what you suggest is just to focus more on the education part, right? And let them do the exercising themselves.
Yeah, if they, right, and that could be what they sign up for and buy. Yeah. But to me, the logic of it needs to be there. It needs that if they don't buy your point of view, they won't buy the product.
Yes.
So there you go.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.